Hey everyone, Anthony Scott here of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today I am continuing the FanHome reviews with the 19th Iron Man subscription box, which includes issues 71, 72, 73, and Assembly Guide number 8. Big shout out and thank you to FanHome for sending along for review. Greatly appreciate that. More details are on the FanHome website, which you can click right off in the YouTube description, as well as on ToyHypeUSA.com. There are hyperlinks there. This box, as you can see, comes with these magazines. These magazines come with additional parts, and there is also a price increase as well. This piece of paper came in the box, so you will be charged an additional $1 going forward for each subscription. Here's a closer look at issue 71, as well as the parts that are included. Inside issue 71 is God Killer 2, information about that armor. And the first article, Industrial Revolution, the Future of a Neighborhood. We have a continuation. And about halfway through, we have a breakdown of all the parts that are included, as well as the steps. Here is a closer look, which includes the central leg support and base, which you see here. These are all the parts. And here are a closer look at the steps. Next page. The previous base came in the last box. That's how to connect the two. And finished assembly. Here is an exploded view, which is great help. There's your look there. And next article, Doctor Strange, Master of Mystic Arts. A continuation, along with some great images. And finally, we have God Killer 2, Fighting Galactic Gods. And a look at the back of the issue, which features the cover of Iron Man Legacy number 6, from November 2010, a bio on that, and a look at the next issue. So I'm going to work on assembly, which is right here, and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at the completed assembly. The base has these brackets that are screwed in, so there's your closer look there. These parts on the side are what holds the base together while you screw these other pieces in. There's a closer look and a closer look at the front. These smaller pieces attach as shown, screwed in there, put through like that. And here's the other one. And this one, we're just going to leave alone to use at a later step. I am now moving on to issue 72. Here's a closer look at issue 72, as well as the parts that are included. Inside issue 72, Submarine 4 armor. First article, Iron Man Noir, The Age of Adventure. A continuation. And about halfway through, we have a look at the parts as well as assembly. Here is a breakdown of the parts, which includes the chest and base. And this is where it's going to go. Here are a look at the steps. And the next page. This is the support mast. And final assembly. This is an exploded view. Next article, Thor, Goddess of Thunder. A continuation. And we have Submarine 4 Armor, Target Namor. On the back is the cover of Iron Man Noir, issue number 1 from June 2010, a bio and a look at the next issue. I am now going to work on assembly, and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at the final assembly. First, the support mass. It is together. 2 pieces were hammered in right there on the middle. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry for you guys. And the sticker is also on the end there. The chest piece together is shown. Here's a look at that, and as well as the other side. This side, you have this piece in here like this. It's gonna come through the other side. So for now, we're just gonna leave it as shown. I am now moving on to issue 73. Here's a closer look at issue 73, which features Godbuster Armor Iron Man and the parts we're going to be using for assembly. Okay. So, inside this issue, first article, Carnage returns. 2 against the symbiote. Spider-Man and Iron Man featured on here as well. A continuation. And about halfway through, we have a look at assembly. Here is look at everything. Closer look at the parts, which are for the chest and base. This is where it's going to go. And here are the steps. So nothing too complicated. Next page, and an exploded view, which helps greatly. And just take your time with this step. This is the final assembly when you're all done, and the exploded view. So the base is going to look like this. It's that rod we were just putting together. Next article, The Avengers 60 Glorious Years, along with some great comic book covers. A continuation. And Godbuster, Iron Man Reloaded. Here is a look at the back, which in cover 2, Carnage Volume 1, issue number 1 from December 2010, a bio and a look at the next issue. I am going to assemble this now, and let's take a closer look. Assembly is now complete, and let's take a closer look, starting with the chest piece. This piece has just been put on. Here are all the details here, and it's now screwed in. This base is what Iron Man is going to stand on, and if you look all the way up here, you have the base and the piece that holds the figure. This is on a spring, so this will be able to open and close. I'm trying to do this with one hand. And I am now moving on to the next issue. Here's a look at issue 74, as well as the parts that are included. Inside, we have crop top armor, Iron Man. First article, Fix Me, Brain Drain. A continuation. And here's a look at the parts and assembly. Here's a look at the breastplate, some screws, and this is where it's going to go. It's just going to fit right over the chest part as shown. Here's an exploded view and a 3D render. Next article, Dark Avengers, Norman Osborn's Insanity. A continuation. And finally, Crop Top Armor. Try to say that 3 times fast. Article for Iron Man. And Iron Man Volume 1, issue number 500 is on the back from March 2011. A bio and a look at the next issue. I am going to assemble this now, and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at the completion of this step. The breastplate is now on the chest piece as shown, metallic silver. Very nicely done, and it's screwed right into the back with the 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4 down there. I am now moving on to assembly guide number 8. And finally, here's the cover of assembly guide number 8, as well as the parts for assembly. Here's a closer look at this issue. On front, it specifies stand with light. Diameter 20 inches, includes support rod and attachment. And inside, it's the same assembly as the rest we've done so far. This will complete the base. 2 bags of screws, as well as the parts. Here is a closer look at that. And assembly. So I'm going to assemble this now, and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at final assembly. All sides are now complete. We do have a spot for the rod right up there, which is coming in a later step. Overall, this is coming along phenomenal. I am loving the build. My recommendation would be to subscribe. Thank you again to FanHome for sending along for a review. Greatly appreciate that. To take a look, check out the link off of toyhypeusa.com or in the YouTube description. I am Anthony Scott at toyhypeusa.com. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage and reviews.